What's up, everyone? Ben.samulak here. I'm here with a special guest, Cameron King. Hey, Cameron, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. So we used to work together at Symmetry, and as you guys can see with the title of this video, we just both of us, have stayed in contact. He's doing his own thing. We don't work together, just so you guys know. And we still kind of communicate and both, have had some issues, same issues with Symmetry, right? I thought I was done with them. I put my one video out, and some of you guys have been messaging me. I had a lot of good reviews. People tell me it was very helpful. So, I was glad that was a help to a lot of you guys. I had some people call me, and I'm not even trying to recruit. Neither of us are here trying to put this video out to recruit, just so we can throw that out there right off the bat. But we just want to help people. Both of us have been in this business, Cameron longer than me. And when I first came in, like I said in my other video, I was looking online trying to research, and there was not a lot of bad stuff about Symmetry. So I just, figured it'd be okay. But the reason why I kind of feel is just either agents who don't do well just kind of disappear, or else they just, it's because they're recruiting and it's like an MLM in a sense, the Symmetry side of things. Not all IMOs are, but they definitely are, high into recruiting. Most people are going to say positive stuff because they want to get people recruited. That was my experience. So I decided to do that video, and I thought I was done with it until I got somebody trying to steal my clients from Symmetry. Found out Cameron, I saw his Facebook, we're Facebook friends. He posted some things about some people from Symmetry also trying to steal his old clients, which is unethical, it's shady. And when I approached that person who did it to me, which we'll talk about here, they try to like make it seem like it wasn't a big deal. But we felt to do this video, both of us, because we really want to help new people trying to come in the business. We don't want them to waste time. We don't want them to find out, like, have to go through what we did, because it's not really fun, right? This is one of my cousins, someone who I signed up for an insurance policy. These agents were trying to reach out to them and cause them to change policies, and really not in a truthful way. So Cameron, you tell me some of your experience. That's what I'm going to bring you on, because both of us had the same experience, right? And if you want to introduce
Yeah,
yourself first too, you can go ahead.
sure. Yeah. So my name's Cameron. I've been doing insurance for I think 11, 12 years now. Um, I've been an independent agent since 2019. Built out my own brand in the last few years. Fambuli stands for Family Business Life because we
Yep.
help families and businesses for life. We also want to make sure that our agents that are coming in have the right tools to be able to succeed on their own. Like, I don't want them to be dependent on me for everything. I want to teach them how to be self-sufficient and do their own thing and truly be independent agents rather than being, a semi-captive agent that sells on their, sells under my brand or another IMO brand. We don't use any IMOs in our branding. It's my branding, right?
Cool.
Um, but so since I left Symmetry, I mean, they made it sound really cool while I was there, this program where they're going to go through and upsell all of your clients and split the commissions with you.
Yeah, they
But
told me that too. Yeah, it sounded good.
yeah, right. And it's like, oh yeah, you get 40% of the commission, and every now and then you see, $400 in your direct deposits. Cool, right? But the reality is, once you start looking at it, because I wrote a lot, I was a top producer there. I wrote a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
business.
you were, yeah.
And my
And
wife
Kim, right?
Kim,
Kim, yeah, who's your wife? Congratulations, just got
yeah,
married, right?
yep, just last week.
Yeah,
So
you guys were top
uh,
producers, top 30,
she
20,
was an elite
30K.
producer, and
Yeah.
she's dealing with the same things that I'm dealing with. And then a lot of our team came over, and it's not even that we recruited, and they followed because they saw what we were doing.
Well, also
Uh,
because Symmetry, they don't pay that much, and you find out you're
well,
making any. At least with me, I wasn't making enough, so that's why I left. So I can imagine those
yeah,
guys leaving, coming to you, and knowing you're an
yeah.
ethical guy. Of course, they're gonna try to going through some of the stuff we did. You got to. It's hard to find the right people to join with.
Well,
So
it is. It's really hard to find the right group because you want to get paid well.
mhm.
When I came in, I was at 60%. And right
That's
now,
great.
any new agent that comes in with me, if they're licensed, they get 100%. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I do too with
cool,
my
you
agents.
know.
Yeah, same thing.
But so my experience the last, especially probably the last year and a half, and I've always been on top of my book. Like, even when I was at Symmetry, I was constantly reaching out, checking in with my clients, doing policy reviews regularly, making sure they knew that I'm their agent and what to expect. And if they need anything, they can always reach out. but especially lately since they announced the new TCPA law that's going into effect um, at the end of this year. They've gotten really aggressive. And I get at least once a day, I get a text message. So here's one right now I got from an agent of mine. I just got this. Hey, this is Dave. I'm the servicing agent on your independent order of Forrester's term life policy. You worked with Phil in the same agency. Your policy is currently up for review, and I'm reaching out to help with that. Does texting work best for you, or do you prefer a phone call? Now, I'm all about compliance, and I've been on the new TCPA laws. I'm A2P compliant. I've got everything going on compliance wise in my business. I'm sure you do too, Ben. But when I look at this message, I see a few red flags as far as the business practices. First of all, it's misleading because Dave Kushner was not part of that initial sale. And if we had that client call Foresters and ask who the servicing agent is, guess what Foresters is going to say? No, Phil's your foresting or your servicing agent, not Dave Kushner. We don't know who Dave Kushner is.
Yeah.
They're not even in the same hierarchy, right? So first of all, that's misleading.
Yeah.
As an insurance agent, you know as well as I do, we have to go through ethics training.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to do anything that's misleading or deceptive.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind that somebody who touts around these core values, and one of those core values is do the right thing when no one's looking.
Yeah.
What is this? It's a blatant, at least in my eyes, it's a blatant lie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Well, and the sad thing is, it was me and you, both of our upline. Like, that's the real sad thing, is that this is not just some person in Symmetry going after our clients. This was the guy that we worked for, made money for. That's why I was done with this. Like I was trying to put this behind me, but when I got the same text, I'm gonna read it to you, and you can send me a screenshot. I'll edit it in, okay,
yeah,
Cameron? Because we
for
don't want
sure.
people to think we're being, we're being honest here. We're trying to be, and to me, I'm not trying to like I'm not really doing this to like hurt anybody, okay? I really just want to bring light to something that's happening that I think, needs to be brought to light. And when it does, I think then maybe those people might possibly realize what they're doing is not right to agents and to people like us. And also save someone like you guys watching this who are looking into, hey, which organization should I join? Who should I join under? You want to be careful because this is something that if you're under the wrong upline, and I've seen other videos, if you leave the organization, they can go in there and steal your clients and take money out of your pocket and go into your book of business and just ravage it, right? And this stuff has happened. And I heard about this, but I didn't believe it. And I would never think Dave would do that. So, it really hurt me, to be honest. And that's kind of why I want to do this video, because I felt I don't want to report anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone, have them lose their license, but I do feel it's necessary for people to know about this so that hopefully they will change their unethical practices, and also other people won't have to go through this like we did, Cameron. So here's mine. This is from my cousin who I sold a policy to, so nothing to do with Kushner's agency. Hi, this is Dave. I am the servicing agent on your independent order of Forrester's term life policy. You worked with Ben.Samulak in the same agency. So he's using my name to try to steal my clients.
Yeah.
And I don't even work for that company anymore. I don't work for him anymore. So to use my name to steal my clients, that's just so wrong to me. I felt that was just terrible. So your independent order of Forrester's policy is currently up for review, and I am reaching out to help with that. Does texting work? What would you prefer, Dave Kushner? Thanks, Dave Kushner. So that it's deceitful. It's not honest. And so I actually texted him and said, "Why are you doing this? This is my client." He said, "Well, we do that at Symmetry. We give reviews to." I said, "You can give a review to your clients. Why are you doing a review to my client? I would appreciate if you didn't reach out to my clients." And he says, "Oh, okay, sure, sure, I won't do that." And I said, "Wow, okay, thanks, I appreciate it." And I was gonna leave it at that, Cameron, but look at this. I think it was a couple of days later, my cousin texted me again saying, "Hey, Ben, who is this now?" Someone else reaches out. "Hi, good morning. This is Hugh. This is one of Dave Kushner's. This is Hugh with Dave Kushner Financial, calling about your life insurance policy with Foresters. It's time for a review. I'm just trying to find a time that we can get that taken care of. I do have availability, blah, blah, blah." Okay, so now Dave tells me, he promises me I'm not going to reach out. And he says, "I don't steal anything. I don't do anything. I don't lie." That's what he told me in the text. And I said, "Okay, well, can you please not reach out to them?" couple days later, his agent using his name reaches out to my cousin trying to steal that business from me. Now, a couple of days later, I get an email because when we get business taken from us, right? Or when someone's going to cancel, we get an email telling us, alerting us. It was a Forrester's client, like within a couple of days after that. So they had been
Yeah.
ravaging into my book. And so that's what I realized. I was like, this seems suspicious. Right after my cousin tells me these guys are going after her, to take her out of a good policy, which didn't need to be changed because actually when you change a client's policy after 2 years, they actually have a whole new 2 year waiting period. So you're hurting people sometimes you're just doing it for the money. You're not doing it to help them,
Yeah.
right? But I got a Forrester's client alert saying she's going to cancel. So I call her. I said, "Hey, this is Ben.Samulak. I just calling to say hi, reaching out. I said, hey, I see that you're canceling your policy, which we're allowed to do. If someone's canceling, we're allowed to call and try to save that business.
You're supposed to.
Yeah, right. And I said, hey, I just wanted to know, did someone call you? And oh yeah. And I said, was it Dave Kushner? Yeah, Dave Kushner called me and he replaced her policy. So I actually lost that one. I said, hey, I understand, no problem. I would love to stay with you, but just wanted to make sure to see what happened. I just wanted so they stole a client from there, and I don't think that's helpful. But anyways, that was kind of my experience. And go ahead, what else did you see
Yeah.
there?
So actually, I had a few of my agents and myself experience some of Dave. We've also had Grant Lieber, Nikki Basham. Several other agents over there that are top producers, right? But they're not working the leads we worked, where they're all like, you need to work the 50 cent leads,
Yeah,
you know.
thirty
They're
dollars.
they're working they're working our clients, right? So I got into it with Dave Kushner one day after he had gone through, he had texted Kim's clients, several of my agents, several of mine, and I've trained all of my clients to let me know if anybody reaches out to you that's not me, that's not from this phone number, let me know and send me screenshots. And when I do my policy reviews, I make sure to reinforce that this is my phone number. If anyone else contacts you, let me know.
Yeah,
And so I got a bunch of messages this one week, and they were all from Dave Kushner, right? All these screenshots. So I go to Dave and I'm like, hey man, I keep getting all these screenshots of you messaging my clients, my agent's clients, Kim's clients. And to me, it seems like a violation of a certain core value. Can you help me understand what's going on? And I sent him the screenshots, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know of any lying or deceit, um, but you should contact SFG." Oh, okay. I'm like, well, claiming to be a servicing agent when you're not is lying. Claiming that an agent of record still works for Symmetry and is doing well when in reality they left is lying. And telling the client that the original agent put them in a bad policy is also lying. And I have screenshots of all this stuff, right? And misrepresenting how the original policy works versus what the SFG agent is trying to sell is lying.
yeah.
And his response is, "Oh, I don't know of any lying. Lying is bad. Glad glad you and I never lied to anyone in our lives. LOL. Sorry, I can't help you."
Mm. Yeah,
And it's like really that's the attitude when I've got the screenshots showing and I sent them to him that you're lying. Like like how if we called Foresters or Moo or Amam or any of these people right now and said who's the servicing agent, Dave Kushner, Grant Lieber, Nikki Basham, any of the other people would not be there. They're not on the policy. And a lot of the agents that leave Symmetry, I mean, there's all this talk about, agents, 95% of agents quit. Well, 95% of agents quit the upline that they have and they go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Now, insurance isn't for everyone. And I've had agents come over from Symmetry that they're looking for a home. They've heard about me through the grapevine, and they come in and they don't produce anything with me either, and they fizzle out. Cool. But I'm not going to go raid their book of business.
Yeah.
It's not my it's that's not my job.
And I'm
And
sure some other agencies could do that. And that's why for me, it's only we're only sharing our experience from the people that we know. That's why I asked Cameron, just tell me who are the exact people that did this, because that we have evidence on. Because for sure, then if you have those people calling you, you might want to think twice about joining their organization, number one. But here's the thing is if this is happening in the organization, you would hope that the founders or those guys would stop it, because you would think they wouldn't want, Symmetry, because when I left, it really was just because I wasn't getting enough pay. I was making more in these other places. So, but then to find out some of these practices that they're doing, very unethical, very shady, really bothered me a lot, because this is someone I was working with. I trusted. Had a relationship with friends. I care about his family as a good family, but then this kind of stuff starts happening, and you're like, why, like, so for me, it's like, I don't want other people to have to go through this, feel this. That's why I wanted to make this video. And plus, hopefully those people, when they see it in the light, when they see a lot of people are seeing that they're doing these practices, maybe then when it's, out in public now, they're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe they'll realize, like you said, like when it's me and you texting Dave, don't do this. He's like, whatever, you can blow us off. But now when you see tons of people watching this video, seeing you are being put on blast, we have the evidence, they're seeing it. Nobody's going to want to join your agency. Then maybe you'll think twice about doing this to people. And it's not just him. We know it's a lot more. There's a couple others you said. Is there anyone else particular that that did it to you, or is it just those ones?
yeah, so I got into it with Grant Lieber probably about a year and a half ago, and it was pretty much the same thing. I called him out on it, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "Well, here's the screenshot." And we went back and forth for a bit, and he's like, "Well, this isn't very productive, and you should have written better business." And I'm like, "First of all, I put everybody in the best possible position they could be in because that's what I was trained to do." "Oh, well, you weren't trained well then." Well, whose fault is that then? If I'm not getting trained well and we're trying to rewrite business because agents were trained poorly, is that Symmetry's fault?
Right.
I don't know. Seems like it. But I've got some insider information too from an agent who's not producing anymore. He used to have an agency there, and I reached out to him. He was a mentor of mine at one point, and I'm like, "Dude, like, what's going on? Because this is bad. It's illegal. What's going on here?" And I don't know what to do about this. So his response was Assura, which was another affiliate company of Symmetry. Now they're under Quility. Used to do that, being the policy reviews for us on our old business. Now the Miller Master does it, and I've heard complaints from others about it, even within the company.
Who's that? Ryan Miller, right?
Ryan Miller, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ryan Miller, Ryan P. Miller on Facebook is the Ryan, or the Miller Master Agency,
Try to
and
send me a screenshot too, and I can put people, because I have
I'll send all of them to you.
screenshots of
So
the people on their Facebook screenshot. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
yeah, so they're actually over here in Phoenix tonight doing a corporate overview. And if I had nothing better to do, which I'm spending time with my new wife and my kids and my family, I might go crash it and go check it out. But and see what they're actually saying about how they're making money these days. Because from what I can tell from former agents, a lot of it's just lying and cheating
Yeah.
and violating the same core values. Because you went to one of those corporate overviews, right? Just like I went to thousands of them, and they put their core values up there. And from what I can tell, they're not following a single one of them when they're doing what they're doing with these fake policy reviews and claiming to be a servicing agent for a policy they had nothing to do with.
Yeah.
And most of
Or
them,
allowing it to happen with their top
yeah,
producer, right?
or allowing it to happen and then touting all these people as top producers, when people like you and I, Ben, we had to work the most garbage leads
Yeah.
ever. And they're like, "Oh, these are the best leads in the world." You remember the internet A leads? Those were
Yeah, I mean, I
I
have
know
other
people
guys
who
I
went
work with
bankrupt.
who, yeah, they're very unhappy about. I could bring other guys on here who bought those leads and were just so not happy. Yeah,
So it's just more of the same. And I mean, we can go through screenshots for days. I've gotten into it with other agents that didn't know what was going on, and then they see the light and they're like, "Holy crap, is this really going on?" They start to ask questions, and then they get basically pushed out. Like, I mean, I don't know. I know
yeah,
that I
that's that. Yeah, go ahead.
every 2 years I do an ethics training, and I'm on top of my ethics. I'm A2P certified. I'm TCPA compliant. I follow all the laws to the T, and I've actually fired agents and let them go when I find out they're in violation of laws. Like,
Yeah.
I take that stuff so serious. We don't compromise data. We don't violate HIPAA. We don't cross certain lines. And when you cross that line, you're done.
Yeah, and I have had some agents come in. I've had some I turned away. I think when people message me because they see the videos and they want to get help, I don't ever try to push them to recruit, and I just answer their questions. And most of the guys who call me are very happy, and I don't even recruit most of them because it's tough to like Symmetry. They're like, I don't know from what I experienced, so this could be just my experience. It was like a factory, like a revolving door of turn and
Mhm.
burn these people. Try to get a couple, and now I see they would always ask us to write a miracle policies and they wouldn't want us to write NLG policies. And me and my other friend who used to work for them, we talk about it now. We're like, man, of course, like a Foresters or an Americal policy, those are the easiest to replace. So this is just speculation.
Yeah.
I can't say I've never had anyone tell me this is the reason, but it seems a lot of my book that disappeared were those higher expensive ones that they would push us to. I don't know if they did that to you too, like do
Yeah.
America, because that's the easiest one to replace, right? So looking back now, it's almost like they were setting us up to either, see how we would do. If you don't make it, then they just take your book when you leave too. Even if you wrote 3, 4 policies, once you leave, they made money off your 3, 4 policies, and they're gonna take your 3, 4 policies and make more off of them. And this is kind of
Yeah.
like their model of just turn and burn. If you make it like me and you'll make it for about a year, and then we realize we can't make enough at this company because just the way it's set up. So we leave to get more money, and then they ravage our book as well. And that's kind of seems to me maybe certain people. So we're not saying that's all Symmetry. We don't know, but at least the ones that me and you experienced this. This was kind of the practice of how they make their money and how and why they stay with Symmetry. I guess is that these
Yeah.
guys who are a little higher up, the reason why they can survive is because they're just cannibalizing people's business. Some of them, not
Well,
all of them, I guess, but at least the ones that we know.
can I tell you what my advice was when I was, because I mean, I came from a captive world, right? And I was the recruiting and the training and the sales manager and the everything manager, right? For a very large State Farm office in Arizona. We had 3 locations. So I was used to recruiting people. I was used to doing sales training. I was used to doing all the things, right? And we did all the lines of business. So I come over to Symmetry because I wanted to have my own business. I was tired of
Yeah,
working for
same with
somebody
me.
else.
That's why I came over. I
Yeah.
like I like the down. Some people don't like it. It's like an MLM they call it, but to me, no. It's just having a ability to have a downline
Yeah,
and eventually building a team and making money off other people's
sure.
labor, which that's why most people want to do it.
Right. So what I was told once I got my traction, right, it's like all about recruiting.
Yeah,
So you need to recruit. And the reason why, and this is what I was told by several people, going all the way up to Marshall Wayland, is you need to recruit people because not everyone's going to stick. And then you need to teach them how to recruit people. We're a recruiting business, not a sales business.
hmm,
And Marshall didn't like my responses about recruiting because I'm a sales guy.
yeah, same
I,
here.
I'm a salesperson. I'm a business owner. I'm not a recruiter.
Yeah,
I'm not a headhunter. And when I had my one-on-one with him and with several other people all the way down the line, it was recruit. And here's why you need to recruit. So you need to recruit 3 people and get them to recruit 3 people
yeah,
because
that's like
only
tough.
one of them is going to stick. And even if you got each of them to write one policy, okay, well now you've got 10,000 of production. But then they quit, right? But at least they recruited 3 other people, and maybe one of those people sticks. And then you get them to recruit 3 people. And it's like you're always constantly recruiting people to recruit people to recruit people,
Yeah,
knowing that 95% are going to fall out. because they don't know how to run a business and they don't teach
Well,
you how to run a business.
well, also because they recruit everybody. So I hate whenever I have someone call.
Anyone with a pulse.
Yeah, they reach out to me. They're like, "Hey Ben, I'm getting an interview with Symmetry." I'm like, "You're not getting an interview, man. Okay, they're trying to recruit you. That's the reality of it." And they're like, they don't. A lot of times they didn't know they had to buy leads. They tell me, "Oh, they have to buy leads." I didn't. So they get you in there too. Same with me when I came in. It was always, "Oh, now you got to get EO insurance. Now you got to get this. Now you got to." And it wasn't a lot of startup costs, but it was like a lot of things just kept popping up that they just forgot to tell me about. So
Yeah.
I try to tell these guys who call me. I'll tell them, here's what you got to expect. Here's exactly how it's going to happen. But they like, I had one guy call me. I'm sorry to tell you, this experience was so, I felt bad. This guy sounded like he had like he was like had a like special needs or something. He
Hmm.
sounded like he was special needs, and he told me, he's like, I'm on my third interview with Symmetry right now. And he literally sounded like he had special needs. And I said, "Hey man, you might, just know that you got to buy leads." And I was trying to tell him like nicely, because I was like, I mean, you never know. This guy could have been good, right? But I just wanted him to really understand what he was getting into. And once I even told him he had to buy leads, he's like, "Oh, I didn't know that." And so I think I might have saved him. But I mean, I'm like thinking, like, is this guy gonna be able to sell? They're gonna make him buy leads, and he's gonna. I hate to see people leave worse than they come in. That's the worst. So
Yeah.
my agents, like when I do get them, like you said, I try to make sure they're good. It's worth my time to help them learn the business.
Yeah.
And then I make sure, like, I mean, and I'm not trying to like toot my horn, same as you, I don't think, but it's just so much
Yeah.
better when you're taking care of people. And all my agents who join with me, that's the one reason they joined up with me, is because they know we are trying to help people here. We're not trying to, and we do IULs, and IULs, you can set them up. Some agents set them up really wrong to where they get a lot of commission and kind of screw over the clients. So I teach my clients how to, my agents, and then when it actually comes down to it and they really have to take a hit in the commission, they realize, yeah, that's the best thing to do. Even though I'm not going to make as much, I want to set this guy up right. And that to me helps me sleep better at night. I feel like I'm gonna, like, same as you, I'm sure with your, I even seeing
Yeah.
you guys on Facebook, that's kind of your kind of game plan or business model is, let's do them right so that we're
Yeah.
their family members, we're gonna get their friends, we're getting, like, to me it's a long-term thing. We're not just trying to screw them over, get the most commission, then they'll probably never see them again. That's not the best way to do it.
It truly is a long-term game. And if you do the right things as an agent, the right things happen.
Yeah,
And that's what I tell everybody. And when I bring in a new agent, it's the conversation is not I'm trying to hire you. It's I want to see if you're a good fit to become a business owner.
yeah,
So here's what you need to be able to do to be the right fit. Do you have $10,000 right now that you can spend over the next 6 weeks? Because if you don't, you're not going to make it,
yeah,
right? Do you have the time to put in and pick up the phone and make 500 calls a day
yeah.
your first 6 weeks? Because if you don't, you're not going to make
Right.
it. But going back to doing what's right, and when you do the right thing, and you're not just going in for a commission or just a one-time close, and you're never going to talk to them again, but you're going in, you're building a relationship, and you're talking about, this is what I do, this is how my agency is built, and we're here to help you.
So, two things I was going to say that you said are important. People looking into this business, and that's why we're making this video, is, to me, is I'm just trying to help people have the information they need to get into the right place if they're going to get in this business. And I think you said it right. People don't understand, like, when you talk to certain of these IMOs, they're just trying to recruit you. Okay, they're using tactics to make you feel like it's an interview and blah blah blah. But it's like,
Mhm.
no, you're gonna become a business owner. You have to, like Cameron said, when people call me, that's exactly what I tell them. I'm like, here's the reality of it. Yeah, you can make a lot of money in insurance, but it is like owning your own business. There needs to be some capital. I had a single mom call me, and she's like, I have to make six figures this year. Can I do it with life insurance? And here's my situation. She was low income, and she sounded like a smart girl too, And I'm like, it's possible, but here's all the things you need to understand to be able to get to that level. And she's like, I don't think that that's possible. I said, well, I would potentially start somewhere else then, because I don't want
Yeah.
you to start off worse coming in. And so if we do people right like that, like you said, I think in the long run, our business is going to grow. People, I would never, I hate to be like, oh yeah, like, I'm not sitting on my high horse of ethics here, but it's like, I personally truly believe in my heart, I would never steal one of my downline's clients. I think that's so, like, unethical, shady. And if I did that to people, like you have to understand, like we I think we both are the reason why we want to put our business together the way we are is because I think we see the big picture, right? You need to be with
Yeah.
somebody. If you guys are coming into this business, you need to be with someone who sees the big picture, not just that sale right in front of his face for that moment. There's a lot of sales guys like that. That's why most I've been in sales over 20 years and I've met a lot of just shady guys, for some reason in the sales business, they're just trying to get that quick sale. They're willing to lie, they're willing to cheat, they're willing to steal, right? And so you just got to be careful when you guys are coming in this business. Make sure you're not joining up with someone like that. You want to join it with someone who's ethical, who has integrity, who cares about the clients, and who cares about you. And they would never do this to you with what was done to me and Cameron. So that's all I'm going to say. You can give it your fine because I know people's attention span is short. I know we could possibly do another video down the road, Cameron. And I appreciate you taking your time. I think this is very
Yeah.
helpful for people. And I hope I wish you and you and Kim, much success in your business. I'm sure we'll keep in contact, but any last words that you want to say in here?
Yeah. I mean, I just say beware of the Kool-Aid. Watch out for red flags and Kool-Aid. It's everywhere. It doesn't matter who your IMO is. You don't work for the IMO. You work for yourself.
Right,
So make sure that you go into it with the right mindset that you're interviewing them
right,
and
exactly.
who's going to be the best to help you launch your business. And it might be Symmetry. I don't know. It might be any of the other million IMOs out there. Who knows? But at the end of the day, just do your due diligence.
And
And
I'm sure we have a lot of good info to keep adding. So we'll have to end this one here, but let's maybe do another collab down the road, some
yeah,
other
for
things
sure.
that we've learned to help people. Cameron. But yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for coming on and taking your time. I know you just got married, so sorry to take you away from your new wife, but we'll try to do another video down the road, and hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. Thanks for tuning in, Cameron. Thanks for your time again, and hope you guys enjoy the video. Take care. All right, bye.